You don't need confidence to start. Many people believe, I can only do it once I feel confident enough. But that very thought is what keeps them stuck. They wait. Wait until they have the skills. Wait until they feel good enough, brave enough. Wait for motivation, for inspiration. The result? White right pointing back hand index. They never actually start. White right pointing back hand index and confidence remains just a dream in theory. Bullseye. The truth is, confidence is not a prerequisite for action. Confidence is the result of action. You don't become confident before stepping on stage. You become confident after standing up 10 times, shaking with fear, and speaking anyway. You're not confident when you post your first video, write your first article, or speak up for the first time. You only become confident after facing your fear and proving to yourself, I can do this. In this video, you'll discover why confidence stays out of reach even when you try your hardest. How to break the cycle of wait first, act later. And most importantly, how to build lasting confidence through small daily actions. Part 1. Why we wait for confidence before taking action, and why that's a mistake. From a young age, we've been taught things like, you have to be confident to do it. If you want to succeed, you need to feel ready first. Sounds reasonable, right? But this mindset quietly creates a psychological trap. White right pointing back hand index. You don't start because you think you're not enough. White right pointing back hand index. And because you don't start, you never give yourself a chance to prove that you can. The confidence is a prerequisite trap. When you wait until you feel confident, you're allowing fear to dictate your behavior. Your brain to delay action because it doesn't feel safe. Temporary emotions to take the wheel. And the result? You think about it all day. You talk about it with friends. You write up beautiful plans. But you don't do anything. Chart with downward trend. The consequences? The longer you delay, the more you begin to doubt yourself. The more you doubt, the more motivation you lose. And just like that, you fall into a vicious cycle. Lack of confidence, no action, no results, even less confidence. You don't act because you lack confidence, and you lack confidence because you don't act. This is the loop that many people stay stuck in for years. Electric light bulb. Here's the truth you need to remember. Confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence is built through action. Even the people you admire most. They all started with fear, but they didn't let fear decide the direction. Confidence is not something you wait for. It's something you earn through movement. Part 2. Small actions create a sense of control, and that builds confidence. Once you understand that confidence doesn't come before action, but after it, the next question becomes, white right pointing back hand index. What kind of action should you take to start rebuilding trust in yourself? The answer isn't in doing something big. It lies in small but consistent steps. Why are small actions so important? Because they help you regain a sense of control. Create psychological proof that I can do this. Build a compounding sense of self-belief over time. Bullseye. Small actions equals the beginning of a positive loop. Examples. Afraid of public speaking? Start by speaking to one person, then a small group. Hesitant to share publicly online? Try writing privately for 7 days. Nervous about talking to strangers? Start by greeting the cashier with a simple hello. Each small action is a new piece of your confidence puzzle. The more you act, even just a little, the more you realize, I'm capable of more than I thought. Chart with upward trend. And what happens next? You begin to trust in your own progress. You no longer feel like a bystander in your own life. You shift from a mindset of waiting to one of taking charge. Electric light bulb. A simple rule to remember. Do, feel, believe. Not feel, believe, do. You act first. That action makes you feel better. And then, you start to believe, I can do this. Confidence doesn't come from positive thinking, it comes from real action. Part 3. The confidence loop, Action, emotion, belief. You've already learned that small actions can break the trap of waiting for confidence before starting. But if you keep taking those actions, you'll enter a whole new loop. A loop that naturally and sustainably builds your confidence over time. This is what we call the confidence loop. Counterclockwise arrows. How does this loop work? You take action, even a small step. You feel that you can do it. You begin to believe in yourself. That belief gives you the courage to do something bigger. And the loop continues. This is the loop every confident person has gone through. They weren't born confident, they built it through repeated action. Examples. Someone who used to fear conversation starts chatting with one person a day. After 30 times, it's no longer scary. New belief forms, I'm good at starting conversations. Someone who used to shake during presentations shares weekly in a small group. After 10 sessions and positive feedback, new belief forms, I can speak clearly and effectively. Chart with upward trend. The more you act, the more positive proof you gather about yourself. That evidence reshapes how you see yourself. You stop relying on motivational quotes and start believing in the results you've created. Confidence doesn't come from telling yourself you can. It comes from showing yourself you did. Repeat button. Compare the two loops. Cross mark negative loop, white heavy check mark the confidence loop. Lack of confidence, no action, small action, sense of control. No results, even less belief, progress, confidence grows over time. You don't need to do something big to become confident. White right pointing back hand index, you just need to keep taking small, consistent actions. And give yourself the space to notice your own progress. Part 4. How to take action even when you're still afraid. We all know. White right pointing back hand index, action is the key to confidence. But if it were that easy, everyone would be doing it. The truth is, you'll still be scared when you start. You'll shake, hesitate, and doubt yourself. And that's completely normal. The human brain is wired to avoid risk. Your mind will always whisper things like, what if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I'm not good enough? That's your brain trying to protect you. But if you always listen to it, you'll stay trapped in your comfort zone. Electric light bulb. The solution isn't to eliminate fear. It's this. White right pointing back hand index, take action even while you're afraid. White heavy check mark 3 principles to help you act despite the fear. 1. Lower the difficulty as much as possible. Don't start with a viral video, a big speech, or a life-changing move. Start with something so small you can't fail. Examples. Write one sentence, not a full article. Send one message, not a full conversation. Share one idea in a small group, not lead the entire meeting. White right pointing back hand index, the easier it is, the more likely you'll begin. The goal isn't to do it perfectly, the goal is to just begin. 2. Focus on the process, not the result. Confidence doesn't come from succeeding immediately. It comes from following through on a small daily commitment. Ask yourself, did I move one step forward today? If yes, you're already winning. 3. Create an action anchor linked to an existing habit. After brushing your teeth, write one journal sentence. After making coffee, do one thing that scares you. After sitting at your desk, open the draft you've been avoiding. White right pointing back hand index, linking new actions to familiar habits makes your brain resist less. Feeling afraid doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means you're on the edge of something that will help you grow. Part 5. When you become someone who no longer depends on motivation. The journey to confidence doesn't end with taking action once. It begins when you keep taking action, even when you're not feeling inspired. Electric light bulb, because inspiration is temporary. Motivation rises and falls. But true confidence comes from consistency. When you act consistently, you start to realize you no longer need to feel inspired to take action. You stop waiting for validation to feel worthy. You stop fearing the things you once feared, because now you're familiar with doing them. Who do you become? Someone who starts even when they're not ready. Someone who knows they'll be okay, even if it's not perfect. Someone who trusts their action system more than their fleeting emotions. Bullseye true confidence equals inner autonomy. You no longer wait to be inspired, because you've become the source of inspiration. You no longer wait for others to give you motivation, because you now know. White right pointing backhand index, my action is my motivation. White right pointing backhand index, my confidence comes from commitment, not from luck. One day, you'll look back and realize you stopped waiting and started building. Final part, you don't need confidence to start. You need to start to build confidence. Maybe you're still afraid. Maybe you're not ready. And maybe you're still waiting for that one big burst of motivation. But here's the truth. White right pointing backhand index, the confidence you're searching for doesn't come from a feeling. It comes from action. You don't need to do it perfectly. Do it boldly. Do it only when you're ready. You just need to do one small thing. Today. Right now. Confidence is a skill, not a trait. It is built, not born. And you are the one who builds it. Bullseye, ask yourself this. If I keep waiting until I feel confident, how many opportunities will I miss? How many parts of my life will stay on hold just because I didn't feel ready? You don't need to feel confident to act. You act, and then confidence follows. Just like the thousands who started with shaky hands, trembling voices, and gradually became strong, clear, unstoppable. Sparkle's confidence doesn't come from outside. It is built from within, one step at a time. And that first step is today. White right pointing backhand index, if this video helped shift your mindset about building confidence, leave a comment. I choose action over doubt. And don't forget, thumbs up sign like this video if it resonated with you. Large red circle subscribe so you won't miss the next videos on mindset, discipline, and personal growth. Bell, turn on the bell to stay inspired by your own actions.